If you have no brand, you have no business. It's as simple as that.
Tell me a little bit about a recent brand project that you've been working on.
Okay, probably I'd have to say the women's safety campaigns, which is a project that probably 2 years ago I never thought that we would be involved in. They've been inspiring, eye-opening, and has made us realise that there's a lot of cause-related campaigns that actually we can add a lot of value to. And it's certainly topic of women's safety is something that's very topical at the moment, especially in the press. And I feel that we're delivering a new angle of brand to something that isn't just your standard business rebrand. And I'm pleased to say it's having a real impact.
So you mentioned the campaign and it being like a brand. So how are they similar? How is that?
Similarly, that you've still got to build a story. You've still got to build an identity. You've got to build something that's recognisable for people. So when they see it being shown on different ways of advertising, that they can recognise it. So the same as you build a brand, you'd have almost like a brand stamp, wouldn't you? You just, oh, I know that campaign. I've seen it in that colours before. I've seen posters like that before. I know the sort of language that they're using. So there isn't a lot of difference. It's just the topic and perhaps the content. It's just very slightly angled to a different subject matter. But other than that, the build itself is very, very similar.
So how is a brand crucial for building a business?
Your brand is your business. It is your business. I would agree with a lot of things that Lee has probably answered on this question, which that the word business and brand are the same thing. And we very much tell people that when we sit down with them in the beginning. If you have no brand, you have no business. It's as simple as that. It's where it's your platform, it's your voice, especially in competitive markets. Brands can look lovely, but it's really about the substance. And if you don't have any substance within your brand, you've got nothing to talk about in your business.
So in the saturated market, how do you build a brand that sets you aside from competitors?
My first answer would be very much keep an eye on what your competitors are doing, because that enables you to make your decision on how you're going to position yourself. Your content and your substance of what you are as a business must be received differently than any of your competitors. And I think you do that by making sure that you don't sound like your competitors. So a lot of research should go into that in the beginning to make sure that you are manoeuvring yourself into a position in the market that isn't where everyone else is. Secondly, your brand is completely different to your services. So you could have 50 competitors that sell the same products as you. It's how you tell customers about your products and what you do with them and how you behave as a business that's going to make them look at you differently. It's our job at Brand Elect to put ourselves in the audience's shoes. We need to look from the other side and say, okay, I'm looking at a wall of businesses that all do the same thing. How can I make that one look different? How do I want to receive a message differently? What's going to make me stop and look at that one versus everybody else? So we have to put ourselves on the other side. We're not just customer side. We have to put ourselves into a consumer mindset.
Basically, when we're building brands, we're putting the customer at the heart of our customer's brand. That's what we're doing. We're thinking about the customers that they are serving.
Yep.
So when we're creating brands for our customers, we make sure that we put their customers
Yeah.
in their brand.
Yeah, we do several jobs. We have to be the business, and we have to talk about the things that are important to the business and how we educate and communicate. But we also have to be the people that are buying from those customers, and we have to listen to how they want to be communicated to, which is why research is such an important part of brand building.
So what impact does a brand have on company culture?
It has the biggest impact, because your brand is your culture. Your culture is your brand. They are the same thing again. If you can get everybody in your business syncing up to the same thought processes, to the same language, the same belief system, you're going to succeed. You know, the biggest thing that a lot of businesses have done in the past is, you know, have perhaps too much of a hierarchy in their business, where, you know, there's a certain way that management behave, a certain way that everyone else behaves, and it has to be connected. So building your brand around your culture and building your culture around your brand is every part of the success of a winning business.